Okay, everyone, welcome back to today's game, MIAA Division III tournament game, first round game, featuring your Nantucket Whalers, 16-2 in the regular season, hosting Archbishop Williams, 13-6 in the regular season. Nantucket's had 2 weeks off, and frankly, it kind of shows. Archbishop Williams playing a very deliberate style. John Barry facing off for Williams against Austin Starr. John Barry, John Vaughn, and Nolan Basso have done most of the damage for Archbishop Williams today. This has been a penalty-plagued game. The officials have called it very, very tight. I'm not going to lie to you. I think it's been called too tight. And if anything, I think Archbishop Williams has been getting away with. They've been bordering on stalling the whole game, and now they've managed to come through with a couple quick goals at the end of the first half. Terrain Burton takes an outside shot. I think Nantucket's just got to get more people involved and be patient. They have the more dynamic team in terms of people that can hurt you, but they just simply haven't. They've kind of been out of sorts today. They haven't been able to hit the net. They've had opportunities and good looks at the goal and just haven't capitalized. I think they've still outshot Archbishop Williams in this game. Here comes Lombardi operating from behind the goal. Little midi invert here. They've invert both their middies here to start the second half. Here comes Duarte around the corner. Now, if they don't call that, okay, that was a legitimate foul. Got him high around the head area. They'll call that every time. This gives Nantucket an opportunity to close it to a 2-goal gap. Nantucket can't be too worried about the score right now. I think the style of play is what they have to worry about. They've got to be a little more patient offensively, put the ball on cage. You know, you can't score 3 goals at once, so let's just be patient. Make our plays, get in our offensive sets. So a 1-minute penalty on Archbishop Williams, on John Barry, the midfielder, offensive threat for them. Ben Lombardi up top, outside shot. You know, Nantucket is really out of sorts here offensively. That was really not a good shot for an extra man situation. As we mentioned before, don't take the first shot, take the best shot. You know, Nantucket rides the ball effectively. Nantucket gets the ball back by the sideline. Good, hard, aggressive ride that time. Terrain Burton handles for Nantucket. Behind to Spencer West. West has had a great season this year. First-time starter as a junior. Here he comes around. Gets some good ball movement behind Nantucket. There we go. That was a nice look. That's really the best play Nantucket's made all game, even though they didn't finish the shot. Nice ball reversal. Nantucket's extra man for another 6 seconds here. Nice play. Ty Harnisvager with his first goal of the game on what I believe was his first shot. That's exactly what Nantucket needs to do, is get everyone involved. They have the deeper team. They have the more dynamic team offensively, whereas Archbishop Williams is really relying on 3 players. Talking to one of their fans at halftime, and he was basically confirming what we had been saying. They're pretty much a 3-man team, and also Nick Glass, a 4th player, has scored 1 goal today, but they're not getting the ball to their complementary players very well. Here goes Barry. He's a do-it-all player for them. Wins a face-off. These guys are in good shape, this first group, because they're doing it all for Archbishop Williams. Now, John Vaughn carries it. Barry's going to come over and change sticks. He must have a face-off stick that he likes, and he plays offense with a different stick. Darian Duarte playing defense here against John Vaughn. They send it behind to number 13, Glass. Watch out for Glass here, folks. It's off a blue stick. It should be white ball. Okay, Nantucket ball. Darian picks it up. Looks cross field. Oh. Terrain picks it up. He's got to get a touch. That shouldn't be a problem. He runs it. Yeah. Terrain runs to space. Pretty bad misplay by the defense that time. You see that guy coming up the field, you have to stop him. But, it's easier said than done with his quickness. Nice play by Terrain there. I didn't see if Harnisch-Fager's goal was assisted or not. If not, we're still looking for our first assisted goal of the game. That makes it 5-4 in Archbishop Williams with 9:19 left in the third quarter. Star again, once again Barry for Archbishop Williams. Small and Bartlett on the wings. Austin looks like he's got it. That should be a call. They called Barry for illegal procedure. Looks like he might have gotten Austin inadvertently tangled up in his stick. Whatever, it's Nantucket ball. Look inside. Nantucket has got, you hear Coach Gamble saying don't force it, and that's exactly right. Nantucket, there's no hurry here. If anything, Nantucket could, here comes Terrain Burton all over that ball. Whistle. I'm not sure what the call was, maybe a contact away from the ball, but in any case, it's in Nantucket's favor. Nantucket needs to get a touch here, and they do. Alex Small, the senior football player with the ball on the stick. Once again, Alex is headed off to Springfield College next year to play on the gridiron. Excellent player, football player for us here in Nantucket. Outstanding lacrosse player as well. Here he comes around the corner. And that was a really, really athletic play by Alex Small. Not only was it a beautiful leaping shot, but it was left-handed. That's not something that everybody's capable of doing, folks. That was a real pretty athletic play at a good time. That's the second goal of the contest for Small. Well, the second half has started out a lot quicker than the first half did. That makes it 5-5. The game's tied for the first time since late in the first half. Barry and Starr again at the face-off dot. Starr pushes it, or Barry pushes it to himself, contested by Cam Bartlett. Now he carries it into the offensive end. Nolan Basso with the ball. Now John Vaughn carries it. Vaughn's at that left-hand wing. Nantucket's in their zone defense now. They're America's zone. Nice check by Ben Lombardi. If I'm correct, they are in that zone. This is a zone with a pre-designated slide. They get Cam Willett for a slash. Once again, I didn't see that one, but this has been a very, very tightly called game. That, by my count, is the 10th penalty, a 10th time foul of the game. To put it in perspective, folks, even in a relatively rough game, you can usually be in the fourth quarter before you see your third or fourth foul. So this is really pretty special in terms of how tightly this is being called. And it's really the opposite of what you usually expect in a playoff setting, where the refs usually let them play even more than they do in the regular season. But this has been called extremely tightly. The hidden ball trick here, Nantucket doesn't fall for it. That's when you fake a pass and you still have the ball on your stick, try to get the defense mixed up. Nantucket in their 5 on a dice zone. And little late to slide there by Nantucket. Looks like that was Glass again, his second goal of the game. That makes it 6-5 Archbishop Williams, 7:23 left in the third quarter. Nantucket just didn't communicate around the goal that time. I think Nantucket's defense needs to be a little more focused here. I see them talking to their opponents, and, never a good idea. You can talk to them after the game. Get focused, play hard-nosed lacrosse. We're not here to make friends. Here's Austin Starr with a face-off. Once again, it's Barry, the do-it-all player. That should be a hold on Black, and it is. So see if we can make it, take it again here. Here's Terrain against being covered by John Vaughn, who's got to be pretty tired right now. Nantucket wants to have a balance here. They want to move the ball and have long possessions, but they also have to see that these midfielders have got to be tired. Outside take by Terrain. If Terrain wants to take that outside shot, he needs to set it up off a dodge a little bit more. Terrain's got the ability to get a step on just about anybody with his quickness. Now we have Duart's. Looks like he has a good matchup here. Dump inside. Nice play. Duart to Terrain Burton for the equalizer. 6-6 with 6:45 left in the third quarter. Nice play by Duart that time. Good to see him get a little confidence, make a good play. Darian's a very competent player. This is his third position he's played, and really fourth if you count long stick midfield. He was a long stick midi and close defender in the middle school level. He's played attack in high school, and now today he's playing midfield. Starr versus Barry again. Now, Barry holds him again. I'm sorry, I stand corrected. They called that on Nantucket, which I didn't see. It looked to me as though Austin was driving through the ball, and if anything, his legs got tangled up with Barry. I didn't see a technical foul there at all. So here we go. John Vaughn over to John Barry. Basso looking to get open left-handed on the backside, and that's their offense, folks. Maybe a little Nick Glass behind the goal. Nantucket has to understand they don't need to take the ball away from these guys. They're going to play deliberate, and if they throw a flag there, I'm going to go crazy. Okay, they didn't. This is unbelievable. That's a horrible call. Horrible. And this is unbelievable. I'm sorry. I spoke to this official before the game, and he seems like an awfully nice guy, but boy, I don't know whether he thinks this is a youth game or what. He got him for 1 minute unnecessary roughness, what's basically a shove after a shot. Oh well. So that's 11, by my count, that's 12 penalties in this game. That's literally 3 games worth of penalties under normal circumstances, and it's not as though this game has been particularly rough at all. Well, Coach Aloisi is visibly upset, and I don't blame him one bit. I mean, this is not a youth game. You're allowed to hit people. And there we go again, off a penalty, a miscommunication with Glass coming around from behind the goal, or was that? I didn't see who got that one. Sorry, folks. But anyway, it was a player sneaking around that right-handed side. I'm guessing it was Glass or Larrabee, or Vaughn rather. Penalties have been the difference in this game, and I'm not going to lie about it. It has been a very, very. It's one thing to call a game tight, but this is not letting the kids play the sport of lacrosse, and it's the one official that's done all the damage. And Coach Aloisi is speaking to him right now. Coach Aloisi's protesting that face-off call, which we talked about before. It makes it 7-6. Teams are at even strength. Nantucket just has to stay patient. Now, I guess they got Austin for moving. You know, we've had 12 personal fouls in this game and probably almost an equal number of technical fouls. Glasso sneaks around again. Nice save by Keegan. Nantucket's got to get alert to that play. Hit the ball, Nantucket. Okay, well, they got the Archies for a push here. Ben Lombardi will pick up. Be patient, Nantucket. Okay. Well, here we go again. Oh, nice idea, Terrain. Well, here we go, another penalty. They got Archbishop Williams for a slash. That's the 13th penalty of this game, folks. I don't know. We might have to look in the record books to see a game with 13 personal fouls. Unbelievable. But we'll take it. It seems to be the way this, the way to score in this game is on extra man plays. Although Nantucket scored, I'm not sure what their percentage is on extra man. It's not great. Once again, let's look for a good shot, guys. We'd almost rather hold the ball and not score an extra man as opposed to forcing it. Nice play. Another assisted goal. You see what happens when you look inside to assist. Terrain feeds Ty for a nice goal on the inside there. If Nantucket can just keep a little pressure on these guys with patient offense, that's an extra man play, but granted, but patient offense, keep the pressure on and get the ball moving and just improve your shooting percentage, I think things will start to really go their way. Tied at 7-7, 4:49 left in the third quarter. It is really, Cam Bartlett took the face off that time. I think good coaching move there, Coach Aloisi. Change it up a little bit. Loose ball. McVicker up with it. Nice play, Joel. Over to McVicker. He's got Duhart in the middle of the field. Don't be in a hurry. Just get a touch. Okay, nice play, Darian. Good opportunity for a nice possession here. Make them play some defense. They've got a lot of miles on their legs, particularly their offensive middies. John Vaughn's tired here. Take him to the goal. Here we go, Alex. Nope. Terrain with a hard outside shot. Spencer West comes up with it, drives righty. Comes back to his left. He's pushed. That should be a penalty with possession. Good. And they called it. Nantucket's got to remember to keep their heads here because you really don't want to see this game come down to a penalty situation with only a short amount of time left in the game. Push with possession. Number 34, Dan Sherwin. Of course, now here, the coaches are talking. I don't know how any coach on this game could want more penalties. Geez, that's the 13th time foul of this game, I believe. While 13, Spencer West brings it on. Talking to the fans from Archbishop Williams, they were sort of admitting that they're a high fouling team. And of course, with it being called so tight today, now here's extra man play. Nice look. Nice take. Doesn't get through, however. Under control. Don't want to foul him. Over to Basso. Being covered by McVicker. Nice play, Joel. Gets him behind the goal. Teams are at even strength. Now they have, here's John Vaughn playing with a long stick. They really ask a lot out of their featured guys. They've been put a lot of miles on these legs today. Here's Nick Basso being covered by McVicker. He's going to try to squeeze inside. He's a lefty. Beat him to that left-hand side, Joel. Upfield. Good job. John Barry being delivered again. Being covered by Alex Small. Nantucket in their man-to-man defense. They're going to slide a little early, it looks like. Joel McVicker sagging way off Basso. If he's going to slide, we need to have somebody with a two slide there. Looks like it'll be Owen West at this point. Barry's being very deliberate. I really don't understand why the officials haven't called a stall, at least mentioned stalls today, because this has been a... He's looking for his right hand. Nice shot and nice save. Darian Duart mishandles the ball, and Owen West up with it. Looks cross field. Here, over McVicker. Fast break. Set it up. Yes. Ben Lombardi on an assist from Joel McVicker. That was a really nice play by McVicker. Nice finish by Lombardi. It gives Nantucket the lead for the first time since 3/4 the way through the first half, late in the second quarter. Austin Starr facing off again for Nantucket. Burton and Bartlett on the wings. Barry has done a great job of pushing the ball to himself. Now, what's the call there? Okay, Nantucket's going to be in their America zone here. That means they're going to play hard on the ball. They're going to play hard on the ball. They're going to try to make him dodge. And then the idea being, as soon as the guy initiates the dodge, you slide quickly to him from a designated slider. Good strategy, especially given the fact that the Archbishop kids have got to be tired by now. Out to Austin Starr, picking up Austin. Good job. Don't need to be in a hurry there. You know, I think both teams are probably feeling a little tired right now. Although Nantucket has been playing effectively 6 midfielders, given that Bartlett plays so much at the defensive end. He's almost always out there. Archbishop Williams has probably only played primarily 3 middies all day. Boy, you can see John Vaughn's tired here. But you know, he's still playing with a lot of grit. These are tough kids from Archbishop Williams. They really are. Yeah, you can see once again, Bartlett's pretty fresh. Yeah, there's a push. It'll be a Nantucket ball. You know, not to belabor the point, but you can see there's definitely a little fatigue going on with this Archbishop Williams first group. Here comes Terrain. He'll run it out. I'm surprised they didn't call a slash there. Nice look. Nice look. And 2 flags down. Flags all over the place. Boy, it looks like a laundry truck just flipped over out here. I'm not sure what the calls are going to be, whether they're consecutive fouls. Let them sort this out. That makes it 9-7 Nantucket. I believe this might be the first time Nantucket's had a 2-goal lead in this game. Alex is taunting the guys. We don't need to do that the way these officials. Hey, Alex, just stop talking to that kid. You know, the officials are clearly not afraid to call it. Terrain Burton being treated for what looks like a cramp down there. With all the excitement, I think I forgot who scored the goal. I believe it was Spencer West. So, to translate, there are 2 personal fouls on Archbishop Williams and 1 on Nantucket. There's a push with possession and a slash on 2 different players for Archbishop Williams. So they'll be down 2 men for 30 seconds, and then an additional down 1 man for the next 30 seconds. Nantucket, meanwhile, will be down 1 man for 1 minute. So in other words, the teams will be, Nantucket will be extra man to start this next sequence, and then the teams will be at even strength, playing 5-on-5. Oh, I stand corrected. They're all 1 minute penalties. So the Nantucket should be extra for 1 minute here. No, they're all 1 minute releasable penalties. So Nantucket will be playing 5-on-4 for 1 minute. I think this is so now that gets us up to, I believe, I can't believe I'm saying this, 17 time fouls in this game. That's more time fouls than I think that Gino and Dick and I have seen committed in the whole season in terms of the games we've covered so far. It's quite remarkable. All the more so in a playoff setting where, usually they play a little looser. Now, that last sequence, those were legitimate fouls, but many of the fouls today have been very, very tightly called. And you hate to see penalties decide a game when the teams really are not playing neither one of these teams is playing a dirty game at all. But of course, what does happen is when you get all these penalties, people get frustrated. All these penalties are locked in. So that means that Nantucket will be up 1 man for 1 minute. Nantucket will be in a 5-on-4 scenario for a minute. All these penalties are locked in, so if there's a score, Archbishop Williams' strategy here is probably just going to be to hold the ball. They're man down. Nice check there, Alex. Call a timeout here, Coach. Oh, nope, maybe not. Okay, Alex. Okay, folks, here we are at the start of the 4th quarter. 12 minutes left in this playoff game. Archbishop Williams visiting here on Nantucket. Nantucket holding a 9-7 lead, which they just sort of accrued by virtue of a pretty strong late 3rd quarter, a couple pretty assisted goals, once again a lot of penalties. There have been 20 time fouls called in this game. 20 time fouls, 10 fouls called on each team. It's slowed the game down. It's dictated the pace of the game. I think in terms of dictating pace, it's probably helped Archbishop Williams, but it's also helped Nantucket in the sense that they have a stronger extra man play. Archbishop Williams went off sides at the end of the 3rd quarter when Nantucket was holding the ball to start the 4th without a face-off by virtue of a penalty. So now, rather than being 5-on-4, Nantucket is 5-on-3 here. They should get a quality look for sure if they don't throw the ball away. Here we go. Terrain picks it up. Move the ball. You got so much space here, guys. 13 seconds left in the penalty. Ty Harnish figure. Don't be too unselfish there, guys. Move the ball and Nantucket was probably a little too unselfish for their own good there. Yeah, nice bounce shot. Outside take by Ben Lombardi. That's Ben's third goal of the game for the senior midfielder captain. That was a pretty complicated penalty scenario. Nantucket ended up with a 5-on-4 at the end of that setting by the virtue of the fact that Spencer West was released from his initial unsportsmanlike conduct foul, but Archbishop Williams was still serving the end of an offside penalty. 10-7 Nantucket with 11:13 left in the game. A nice deliberate possession here would be just what Dr. ordered for Nantucket. Okay, now Nantucket's in their man-to-man defense. They just need to be patient. Nope, they're in their American defense again. Their aggressive zone. They should be playing aggressive on the ball. Cam Bartlett, the designated slider in the middle of the field. With the score now, a three-goal cushion, Archbishop Williams is really not going to be able to afford to be as deliberate as they have been. They went right into their offense that time, feeding Nick Glass coming from behind the goal. I was talking to an Archbishop Williams fan at halftime, and they told me that Glass has been a big part of their offense for most of the year. He's been kind of quiet today, but when he has had the ball on his stick, he's been effective. He's had a couple of goals, and should also mention that Archbishop Williams' goalie has never played lacrosse before this season. He was cut from their baseball team. They've got a really good baseball team. He came out for lacrosse. They didn't have a goalkeeper, and by virtue of that, he's their starter, and he's done pretty darn well today for a guy that's never played the sport before. Understandably, he struggled in the clearing game, but he's made a couple of nice saves. John Barry, deliberate with the ball. It's going to become an issue in a few more minutes. There's still plenty of time for Archbishop Williams to tie this game up, but at some point they're going to have to be a little more aggressive. That's certainly not the shot their coach wanted. Joel McVicker after it. Might stay in. It does. Nice check, Joel. Well, Joel McVicker, they're still in their America zone. Cam Willett playing. Oh. Well, someone else finally scored for Archbishop Williams. Matt Menzel, as they say, picked up the loose change and finished on a rebound goal. Have to say that's a frustrating goal for Nantucket. You really have to be active around that crease and make sure that when the ball's loose, your goalkeeper needs to be aggressive and clamping it, and you need to clear those guys off the ball. 9-8 Nantucket with 9:23 to go. This game is, in some respects, just getting started. The next 5 minutes are going to be really crucial. Austin taking the face-off, as he has all year. Barry wins it to himself. Flips it up, knocked down by Nantucket. Now John Vaught, don't go offside, Spencer West, okay. Bartlett, 19, Brandon Foley with the ball. It's been pretty easy calling this game offensively for Archbishop Williams because it's the same three people that handle the ball all the time. Here's Basso again, number 24, the lefty, being covered by McVicker most of the game. Archbishop Williams has taken a few shots that really haven't had much of an opportunity to score. They've scored on a couple of nice inside plays, some outside takes by Barry and Vaughn, and a couple of nice cuts by number 13, Glasso. He actually has 3 goals today, and they've all been on the same type of play. And Barry buys a penalty there, complains to the official, throws a flag. He got what most refs would have called a brush and not a penalty. Called a penalty here. So once again, we're in a scenario where they have an opportunity and another penalty called, and I don't even know what that one was, guys. We're up to 22 penalties in this game. 22 penalties. What's the state record? We don't know. I think. I think there's definitely some frustration going on here. I mean, in any game where you have, whether it's 22 or 23 penalties called, we really ought to get the Guinness Book of World Records or Ripley's Believe It or Not. We're here today. They could probably be jotting this down because I've never seen anything quite like it. Not saying that Austin didn't have a foul that time, but the cumulative effect of all these penalties has really changed the tenor of this game, and it's hard to say which, if any, team it's affected more. I think Nantucket benefits by more dynamic extra man play, but then again, it's also slowed down the pace and allowed Archbishop Williams to play at the tempo they want, which is slow. Nantucket playing in their 5 on a dice zone here. Archbishop Williams content. Oh, they fight backside. That was a nice look by Vaughn over there to Basso. Terrain has it in his stick. Oh, check loose. Terrain's got to get on that. Okay, good job, Terrain. Good hustle. Good hustle, guys. That's a push. That should be Nantucket ball. That was really good hustle by Terrain. He had a little misplay, lost the ball. Nantucket is a man down now, so they've got to be nice and deliberate. Archbishop Williams can double here. They might want to get it behind the goal. Okay, Spencer carries it. They're going to double Spencer in the corner here. He's got to be careful. Over to Sam O'Keefe. The freshman, nice and calm out there, Sam. Good job. Very nice job, Sam O'Keefe. Impressed with Sam O'Keefe. He's good off ball. Sam O'Keefe weaves through traffic. Ty takes a shot. Nice open shot that time. Looks like it might have gotten stuck in his stick a little bit. Whipped wide left. When players shoot like that, you like to tell them to shoot at that, like you're shooting at the near pipe, and your stick will whip the ball into the far pipe. But as I said, I think it might have gotten stuck in the throat of Ty's stick a little bit that time. Alex, Nantucket is still down a man. Williams still looking to double, although rather half-heartedly. They don't really have the fresh legs that it takes to double team, even though you're a man up. The penalty's expired. Now Darian Duart comes on for Nantucket. Teams are at even strength. Nantucket has some fresh legs out there. Lombardi, Terrain, Burton, Sam O'Keefe active inside, Spencer West as well. This is a good matchup for Darian. He's got a short stick. Darian's had the advantage of playing attack all year. He's nice, sneaks one in near pipe. And we mentioned that the goalie's a first-year player, and that's the kind of thing. Got to give the kid a lot of credit. He's played well today, but that time, one of the things you learn over time playing goalkeeper is to take away that near pipe. Make your opponent work for it by shooting across your body, and that is a right-hander. And that time, he didn't quite get to the near pipe, and Darian just stuck it over his shoulder. Nice play, Darian. Austin Starr again, against Barry again. Familiar refrain here. This game's really opened up in the second half after a really slow-paced first. Kind of thought that might happen with... Well, Barry stepped on Austin's stick. It's white ball. Here comes Darian Duard on along with Terrain Burton. Nantucket's had the advantage of, once again, of running five shorty midfielders and one long stick for the entire game, whereas Archbishop Williams has just leaned on these three guys to make a lot of plays. They're complementary guys that made a few plays between the restraining lines, but really not, not the kind of plays that make the difference offensively, whereas Nantucket's been able to get a lot of different people involved in the offensive game, not necessarily in scoring, but in touching the ball and making them play defense all over the field. Terrain comes around left-handed, shoots and scores. Now there's a guy who you rarely saw put the ball in his left hand last year. This year he does it on a regular basis, and with his quickness and speed, it's very difficult to stop. Very similar goal to the one that Alex Small scored earlier. Same idea, left-handed, what they call a question mark dodge. You drive real hard, make them play you behind the goal, and come back with your offhand and stick it in the corner. Nice play. That makes it 12-8 Nantucket with just 4.5 minutes to go, 4:42. Facing off again. John Barry wins it to himself. Really impressed with this kid in terms of playing all over the field. For all the work he's had to do offensively, and you can tell he's tired. He's done a lot of work for them offensively. He's faced off, which takes an awful lot out of you. Just ask former player Jack Sylvia about that when you have to face off and play offense. It's really difficult. Nantucket does not need the ball back right now. If they just play patient, don't overplay, because we really haven't seen, except for maybe the one goal by, I think it was Glass, really haven't seen them run by Nantucket today. They've really been, reversing the ball, taking outside shots. They haven't really, run by Nantucket with any really super quick athletic moves, but they've shot the ball effectively from mid-range, and they've snuck around from behind a couple times. Deflected by Cam Willett, but they pick it up again. With just 4 minutes, we're at the 4-minute mark, folks. Nantucket with a 4-goal lead. Archbishop Williams continuing to be super deliberate with John Barry carrying the ball again. Nantucket, once again, in their backer zone defense. They'll play kind of aggressive on the ball. If they try to entice them to dodge, and then Cam Willett will come with that quick slide. Real solid style of defense, particularly against teams that like to go one-on-one. I think you're seeing kind of a tired Archbishop Williams team here now, and it should take them a little bit of time to figure this defense out, and they don't have a lot of time. So Nantucket on the ball, Bartlett all over it. Oh. Don't want to foul here, Cam. Once again, here's a penalty, and I don't even know if he touched his helmet. Well, I think it's 24 penalties today. Got him for a slash. The official on the ball didn't call the penalty. A guy from 25 yards away did. I really don't see how that's whatever. 24 penalties, I think. Maybe it's 25. Well, I tell you, I've got pretty good eyes at a distance, and I didn't see that kid's helmet move at all. Archbishop Williams takes a smart timeout here, kind of get your breath, put in a play. Archbishop Williams really needs to make something happen here if they want to have a chance to tie this game up or even take the lead before the end with only 3 minutes and 10 seconds left. The great coach, Dick Adele, who passed on this year, former great coach at Calvert Hall High School, University of Baltimore, Army, and then Maryland, one of the all-time great coaches, had a great saying. He used to say that, you can't always play your best, but you can always play your hardest. And I think that's the kind of game this has been for Nantucket. You know, with 2 weeks off, they haven't been as sharp with their stick skills as they usually are. Their shooting percentage is honestly kind of way down, especially in the first half. But what they've done is they've kind of grounded out. They're playing with a lot of heart. You know, they're contesting all these 50-50 ground balls on even terms, if not winning them. I think they're probably ahead by, 10% in the ground ball game. Their shooting percentage is probably not what they'd hoped for, but you know they still hold a 4-goal lead with 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go. So good job, guys, for just continuing to grind this one out. Let's do it for 3 more minutes, and you can go home winners and go to the the senior ball is tonight. I was told before the game that a lot of the senior girls lacrosse did not travel to the playoff game. I think it's at Norwell today because of conflicts with the senior ball, which is really unfortunate. I guess the opponent didn't want to work with us in terms of, rescheduling the game. I'm not really clear what happened, but that's kind of disappointing to hear. Really on a lot of levels, to be honest with you. But at any rate, Nantucket appears pretty relaxed here on the sideline. You kind of get the impression they think they have this one in the bag, and I wouldn't be so hasty. I think Nantucket needs really one more good possession. Take another minute off the clock, and then they can start to think about whether it's going to be Hull or Norwell here in a few days. And that game should be here, folks. The first couple rounds are at the home field of the higher-seeded team, which is Nantucket. Nantucket in their 5 on a dice man-down zone. The starting defense plus Lombardi, and I'll see who else is out there. Oh, they have I guess it's Chance Pollock out there with the long stick. Well, no, I'm sorry, Darian Duart. Darian Duart's out there with a long stick. Of course, I mentioned before that Darian was a really good, really solid middle school defender, and in fact, on his summer club team, he still plays long stick. And if and when he plays at the college level, it'd be interesting to see what his team does with him, because you do see a lot of offensive players get switched to defense in college, especially if they played defense at some point before. And he certainly has a defensive mindset. He's a tough kid. Sneak inside, nice play, Nantucket, and oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. I think these guys missed the bus to Norwell. They went to the wrong game. That was basically the way you coach kids to play lacrosse starting in 4th grade, and that is that if a guy takes a shot in close, a nice clean body check to his shoulder or his midsection. It's a clean play. It's not a penalty. And, I hate to belabor it, but I think if you're watching this telecast later on and you were at this game, I think you'd probably agree with me that it's pretty incredible. Maybe we can hit 30 today. It's unbelievable. It's something, I think we're at about 26 now. Nantucket is 2 men down here. They're in a box. They just have to defend the inside. Now they're going to be 1 man down. Terrain's coming on. Nice deflected play. I'm not sure that Barry ever caught that ball, if it just got off his stick. Folks, stay in your seats because it's a 3-goal game with 2 minutes and 3 seconds left. It's a 3-goal lead. I think Nantucket just needs to keep playing, but by the same token, if Nantucket can get this face-off, or if they don't, get the ball back and have a 1-minute possession, I just play smart. Stay out of the penalty box, although that's difficult to do under these circumstances. They're in pretty good shape, but they can't take their eye off the prize right now. Austin facing off against Barry again. Barry pushes it to himself. He's going to come around, folks. Nantucket's got to check up here, backside. Nice play there by Terrain. I actually just sent a video of Terrain to the coach from Western New England College, a friend of a friend who's very interested in seeing him. What's... Oh, what's the call here? I do not... I guess they called us for not keeping it in the box with under a minute to play. I was under the impression that that rule had been changed. I guess I'm wrong. But at any rate, here we go. Nice timely save by Keegan on another shot by Barry. Coach Aloisi calls a timeout. I believe that's our first of the second half. If Nantucket doesn't need the ball back, settle down, just don't foul him. Although not fouling him today is proven to be kind of difficult given the fact that we seem to have a bunch of pacifists reffing the game. I'm not sure what's going on. And once again, the real nice guys, I talked to them before the game. I just have to say I don't necessarily agree with calling a boys lacrosse game this tight under any circumstances, but certainly in the playoffs. There's no question that the penalty play has decided this game so far. We're at a minute 17 here, folks, so I guess when we get down to the 20-second mark, I'll think about my stars of the game. Dick Herman isn't here to help me with it, so I'll have to do it all myself. Nantucket's had a number of players that played very well today. .38's in the game for Nantucket. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Owen West. And another rebound goal for Archbishop Williams. So with a minute to go, a minute 6, Nantucket's lead has shrunk to 2 goals. So within less than a minute, Nantucket's lead has shrunk to 2 goals. The Whalers, I think, were losing a little focus there. I see them kind of talking to their opponents and taking it a little easy on the bench as though the game's over when it's not. Nantucket, I believe, has 1 timeout left. If they do, don't be surprised to see them use it. Archbishop Williams has a lot of fans here today. I hate to say it, they appear to have as many fans as we do. Most of the people in the stands are Archbishop Williams fans. So they're getting great support. I'd like to see a few more people from Nantucket here today, to be honest with you. Here's Austin Starr. Once again, Barry. I think Nantucket might consider really emphasizing their defense. Bartlett looks like he's going to pick up this ball. Oh, they gave the ball to Blue. Cam looked like he was playing without his stick. They called a hold. I didn't really see it. It's crucial for Nantucket now. Now, that's McVicker. Thought Joel came up with it, but he didn't. Coach Aloisi wisely uses his last timeout with 37 seconds. Probably be surprised not to see Nantucket give it to one of their speedy midfielders, although they might let a long stick handle it and try to get the pivot midi in the middle of the field to cut to an open space. But either way, the focus right now has got to be make the short pass. If it's not there and the time becomes an issue in terms of advancing the ball, you might want to throw it up the field. 37.2 seconds left in this game. It can be done. We've seen John Barry win the ball to himself a number of times here. I got to say, if I was giving stars to the Archbishop Williams team, he would definitely get one. The kid has been on the field the entire game, offense, defense, extra man plays, and facing off. That's a real feat. Nick Glass has had a strong game coming around from behind the goal. You know, John Vaughn, the midfielders, also played a little long stick. And they really haven't had contributions other than that. One goal by number 9, Nick Manziel, and other than that, it's been their big three primarily. Nantucket, meanwhile, has had Nantucket, oddly enough, has only had, I think, 4 players score today, but at the same time, I think their complementary players have been a threat to score and have forced Archbishop Williams to cover them, whereas Nantucket hasn't had to worry too much about the complementary guys for Archbishop Williams. As expected, they're going to start the ball with Terrain. It's important here, if Terrain starts to dodge, Nantucket needs to get at least 1 long stick and maybe 2 back in the whole area in front of the goal, just in case they lose the ball. And, yeah, well, good luck catching him. The one-man clear there. 21 seconds, 20 seconds. They have to keep it in the box here. Nice play there, Spencer. Flag down. That's it, folks. The game's over. Okay, my 3 stars for the game are 3 stars for the game, Nantucket's first midfield. They played a great game, all 3 of them. Congratulations, Whalers. Nantucket will move on to host the winner of the Hull-Nauset game, which is being played today. In the second full round of the Division III MIA playoffs. Whalers congratulating Keegan Downing on another fine game. Joel McVicker had another strong game, really neutralized their strong lefty, Nick Basso. As I said, they maybe didn't play their best the whole game, but they played their hardest. They gutted it out and got an important win. Another playoff win in a long string for Nantucket High School, and another playoff win for Coach Sam Aloisi, who's every year with every passing game is developing an even more impressive resume. So congratulations to Coach Aloisi and all the assistant coaches, Coach Gamble, Coach Holmes, and Coach Shaw. Okay, folks, thanks for coming out today, and we'll see you for the next playoff game whenever that pairing is announced. Today is Friday, so I'm guessing that game should be held early next week, Tuesday or Wednesday, but then again, you never know. Okay, thanks so much for tuning in, folks, and for Geno TV, we're signing off. Rick Blair and Harry Gang. Bye-bye.